Many people say that life starts after graduation. But for us BSA students, that's not completely true because for us, life starts after Sipale. Hey guys! In this video, I'll be taking you along with me as I recount my May 2024 Sipale experience, how I studied, what I studied, as well as tips and advice on how to review and pass the Sipale. Yung CPALE or CPA licensure exam ay yung promulgated board examination ng PRC para maging licensed CPA or Certified Public Accountants ang mga candidates dito sa Philippines. So kung gusto mong mag-practice bilang isang CPA, you have to pass the CPALE or the CPA licensure exam. In fact, passing the CPALE is the only step, but also unfortunately the hardest step to obtain that CPA license. After ko graduate last year, plano ko na talagang mag-take ng boards noong October 2023 pa lang. Kaso, nag-decide ako na mag-defer kasi magiging kasabay niya yung pag-take ko ng isang licensure exam, which is the CMA examination. Kaya in the end, I decided to defer na lang to May 2024. After reviewing for the CMA exam, nagpahinga ako ng onte dahil hindi pa naman nag-start yung review ng mga review centers until November or December. So, during those months, yung gap na yun, ang ginawa ko, nagbasa lang ako paunti-unti, katulad nung pag-recall ko sa mga tax concepts. Pero talagang puro surface level review lang yung ginawa ko. Dahil nasa isip ko, marami pa akong time. Anyway, nung enrollment season na sa mga review centers, nagtingin-tingin ako ng mga RCs. And then I eventually decided to go for 2 RCs, which are Rayo and iCare. I went for Rayo dahil kilala sila sa mga comprehensive discussion nila for each subject na covered ng Sipale. Tapos, ang strength din nila ay yung napakarami nilang quizzers and test banks na super helpful talaga kapag nasa mastery phase ka na ng review. Ilang araw pagtas ko mag-enroll sa Rayo, nag-decide na rin ako mag-enroll din sa iCare. Kasi sa iCare, yung strength nila ay yung RFBT, which was one of the subjects na I wasn't able to master during my undergrad. Ang sinundan kong schedule throughout the review season ay yung sa Rayo. Tapos, for weekends naman, ang sinundan kong review ay yung sa RFBT ng iCare. Since 2 to 3 hours lang naman yung live lecture discussion ng Rayo for each day, Monday to Friday yon, pinlan out ko na sa morning, since morning yung live classes nila, mag-attend ako ng live lecture, tapos sa afternoon, dun ko ipapolish yung mga notes, tapos dun na rin ako magsasagot ng mga problem solving. So, from Monday to Friday or weekdays, sa Rayo talaga yung sinusundan kong schedule, live lecture sa morning, tapos afternoon self-review, at self-test na din. Tapos for weekends naman, morning naman, baliktad. Bale, morning yung ginagawa kong recall, paggawa ng concept notes, tapos pagsasagot ng problems dahil afternoon naman yung RFBT live lecture ng iCare. So, you guys might be asking kung consistent ba ako sa schedule ko. Well, the answer is no. Talagang hindi. As in, from the start of the review to the end of the review, never ako naging consistent. In fact, meron pang mga araw na attend lang ako ng live lecture, tapos pagtapos ng live lecture, wala, natutulog na lang ako. Hindi na ako nagre-review. So, ganun ako ka-inconsistent sa nagre-review ko during those 5 months of formal review with the RCs. Yung pag-cram ko at paghabol ng backlogs every time ay never naging successful din. Kasi nung first pre-boards, final pre-boards, maging sa Sipale mismo, mga few days before Sipale, marami pa akong kulang. Never kong natapos yung completion ha. Never kong natapos yung coverage nung first pre-boards ng final pre-boards. In fact, nung nag-first pre-board sa Rayo, I think that was March 2 or April, last week ng April. Yun, di ba? Week 1 to 7 yung coverage nung mga first pre-board examinations. Ang natanging natapos ko lang na subject in terms of first pre-board coverage ay MS. At dahil pa yun, sa nag-review na ako ng CMA. So for the rest of the subjects, I think I was only able to touch on yung mga first 2 or 3 weeks worth of topics. But the rest, I wasn't able to read, I wasn't able to practice. exactly 1 week before the board exam, yung day 1 ng Sipale, talagang sabi ko, pukpukan yung magiging review schedule ko. True enough, ang naging routine ko for the last 7 days of review was to wake up at 7 a.m. Tapos dire-diretso na yung review ko until 12 midnight with a few breaks in between for lunch, dinner, saka iba pa mga gawain. So for 7 days straight, talagang intense yung review schedule ko. Kasi ang aim ko is to complete at least yung coverage ng Sipale. Ang common advice sa ating mga takers ay wag na mag-review 1 week before the boards dahil daw kapag nag-aral pa tayo ng mga bagong concepts, hindi rin naman natin maaalala. Pero for me, dito papasok yung sinasabing do whatever works best for you. Dahil para sa akin, naging effective naman yung last minute review schedule ko. In fact, parang mas nakatulong nga siya kasi na-recall ko yung topics na nadaanan ko before, tapos naaral ko rin yung mga bagong topics na hinabol ko, yung 20% na hindi ko natapos during the actual review sa RCs. So, anong nangyari? For each day, nung last 7 days na review phase ko, one subject lang yung inalat ko, yung pinag-focusan ko. So, for one subject, more or less 2 to 3 topics yung hinabol ko. Kaya yung 2 to 3 topics na yun, binasa ko yung handouts, yung summarized handouts na. Kung nag-memorize ako ng mga important concepts, mga important processes, tapos nagsagot din ako ng mga 3 to 5 questions for problem solving. So for 7 days, ganun yung naging routine ko. So the question is, possible ba? Well, I believe yes, kasi it worked for me naman. Nakapasa naman ako in the end. Pero the other question is, advisable ba? Of course, I would say no. Especially kung marami ka pa namang time, kunyari may 1 month ka pa, wag mo nang hahayaan na magahol ka sa oras. Katulad ko na 1 week na lang, hindi ko pa natatapos. But in any case, if your situation is really pressed for time, yung tipong talagang may mga ginawa ka, na busy ka sa ibang bagay, kaya wala ka ng time para makapagtapos ng coverage on time, then I guess it's possible. The night before the boards, hindi pa rin ako nagpatinag sa pagre-review kasi nasa isip ko noon, I want this to be my first and last review for the Sipale. So ayoko nang umulit, kaya sabi ko ibubuwas ko na lahat ng makakaya ko, lahat ng efforts ko para lang mapasa tong May 2024 Sipale. So the day before each exam day, ganito yung naging review format ko. So for the entirety of the Sipale, I was running on 3 to 4 hours of sleep. Although it was risky and although it was something that I never want to experience again, grateful pa rin ako sa sarili ko dahil yung mga last minute na inaral ko, na kinlatch kong review materials, pre-board, saka pre-week, talagang naging helpful, especially guys sa subjects na far and afar. Now, 3 days after the Sipale concluded, mayroong nag-chat sa Reo GC na lalabas na daw yung results anytime within that day. And although ang anticipated release pa talaga ay June 4, in-expect ko na nalalabas within that day talaga kasi ang Reo, reliable yung information nila whenever it comes to those things like yung release date, yung passing rate. True enough, nung madaling araw ng June 1, sabi kasi sa GC, May 31 yon nag-send sila ng message. But madaling araw na inabot. So effectively, June 1 yung release ng results. So they sent a Google Drive link that led to the file containing the list of passers for May 2024 Sipale. And fortunately, I was one of those in the list. And honestly, guys, more than the happiness that I felt, hindi lang talaga saya kasi yung pinaka nang ibabaw sa aking emotion, yung relief. I was so relieved na nakapasa na ako at hindi ko na ma-experience yung review phase ever again. Kaya naman para sa inyo mga nanonood na future CPAs, ito lang ang mapapayo ko sa inyo. Gawin nyo ang lahat ng makakaya nyo para makapasa sa Sipale. Kung sa tingin nyo na the way to pass the boards is to study for 16 hours a day, then go ahead and do so. Kung sa tingin nyo naman, dapat mag-focus kayo sa pag-a-answer ng mga problems sa mga test banks, then go ahead and do so. Or if ikaw yung tipo ng tao na sa tingin mo, sapat na yung pag-aaral ng 8 hours a day para lang makapasa sa boards, then you are also free to do so. Iba-iba naman yan sa situation natin kasi iba-iba yung level of foundation natin upon graduation, di ba, during our college. Tapos, iba rin yung capacity natin in terms of review, in terms of study per day. So, it depends, pero malalaman mo at mararamdaman mo sa sarili mo kung yung mga ginagawa mong activities on a day-to-day basis ay enough na for you to pass the CPA board exam. So, the first step is to identify where you're at currently. Kung yung foundation mo ba ay kailangan pa ng polishing, or kung okay na ba yung foundation mo, so magpa-proceed ka na sa mastery or sa pagre-recall. Kung ikaw ba yung tipo ng tao na madali kang makalimot ng mga memorization, so you have to focus on that aspect more. It really depends. So you have to first assess where you're at, kung ano yung current level mo. And from there, you have to modify your review plan, your review schedule. Tapos, once you decide that your plan is enough or that your plan is going to be effective, doon na papasok yung disiplina at determination. I think those two are important factors in helping you go through the review process. So, you have to have the discipline, saka rin yung determination, kasi hindi talaga magiging madali. Kahit na maganda yung progress mo, there will be times and moments that you will really feel self-doubt, that you will feel na hindi enough yung mga inaaral mo. So those two, paired with your effective review plan or your review schedule, will get you through the CPALE review process. Although hindi naman to guarantee guys na makakapasa tayo sa CPALE, kasi let's face it, maraming factors na makakaapekto sa pagpasa natin. Like yung types of questions. Kasi minsan yung mga questions na naaral natin or napaghandaan natin ay malayong malayo sa format ng actual questions sa boards. Meron ding iba na naswertahan nila na meron silang mga test banks na medyo similar doon sa actual board questions. So there are a lot of factors that we have to consider, and honestly, yung study preparation natin won't be the only key, won't be the only reason why we will pass or fail the board exam. But I assure you na kapag meron kang effective study plan or study schedule, tapos coupled with discipline and determination, hindi ka magkakaroon ng regrets, at least sa pag-review mo for the CPALE. So to you, future CPAs, I wish you all the best. Remember, the best time to prepare for the CPALE is on your first day of college. And the second best time to prepare for it is today. So go ahead, good luck, and do your best. By the way guys, if you're still in the process of looking for textbooks na talagang magiging helpful sa inyo sa pag-review nyo for CPALE, you might consider checking out this video where I discuss the best CPALE textbooks per subject. See you in that video!